Welcome to Blade HQ, everybody. It is April 3rd. It's a new month, and we've got 5 awesome new knives. Let's get into it. First knife on the table, we have the brand new exclusive MKM Knives Isonzo. I don't speak Italian. I don't know how the S's and the Z's are supposed to sound, but it's a Vox design, and we've seen it before, but we've seen it in FRN first, and then it went to some micarta variants, but now we have it in titanium with an M390 blade. This is the most premium Isonzo we've seen yet, and my favorite thing about this Isonzo is this giant backspacer with this big old lanyard hole. You could almost slide a carabiner through that. So if you wanted to run a lanyard or maybe hang it off of your hip or something, or off of your climbing harness is another option. If I were doing the climbing harness though, I'd probably take the FRN one. It's a fair bit lighter than the titanium. But I think the bronze titanium is a very good looking version of it, and it's nice and strong, very premium, and it runs for $219.90. And it's kind of hard to find a good titanium handled M390 knife for around that price. So it's a really great deal on a really well built, everyday carry sized, Vox designed, premium folder. All right, next up, we have the Cold Steel Limited Edition Engage. So the Engage is around, it's got an S35VN blade and a G10 handle, but this is a limited edition to, I don't know how many they ran, but you can only get it while it's in production right now, so I'd do so quickly. This one has a CTS XHP blade and a carbon fiber handle. So the carbon fiber cuts a little bit of the weight out, and it's kind of got this like camo shred carbon fiber look. So it's not a true twill. It definitely has a bit more of a look to it. But that XHP will give you a bit more edge retention than that S35VN. In fact, a long time ago, Cold Steel ran all of their knives with XHP. When they moved to S35VN, people were like, is that a downgrade? And in my opinion, it's fully lateral. I think they're about the same in quality. You might get a little bit more toughness out of the S35 and a little more edge out of the XHP. But I think this is cool. It's sort of a harkening back to that era of Cold Steel knives, plus a really cool carbon fiber handle. And these are going for $279.95. And if you like this, if this knife speaks to your soul, I would do yourself a favor and buy it now before it's gone forever, because limited editions are honored for the most part in the knife community. Next up, we have the Supelativ Knives Hella. So this is a little fixed blade. It's a little baby fixed blade. It slips into this little pocket sheath that is very slim. So I'm carrying a bug out today. Nope, I'm not. I'm carrying a 940 today. That's awkward. But as you can see, with the clip, it's about the same thickness as a 940. So I think the designers did a really good job maintaining the thin and easy pocketable profile of the Hella without making it dominate your entire pocket, like pocket fixed blades have a tendency to do. And this one, I think the sheath is just right. It's almost like a shoe, how perfectly it fits on that blade. So every bit of coverage that you need to keep yourself safe from the edge in your pocket, but not any more than that. So it's gonna be really easy to carry your keys and other stuff. The designers of this one are the Supelativ team. If you don't know, it's Jared Ozer, Enrique Pena, and Javi Garcia. And they are all fixtures in the custom knife world and in the production knife world as well. And they teamed up to make the most incredible knives. And I love fixed blades, especially little ones like this. And they just did such a good job. It's a 3-finger grip on me, but it feels really solid in the hand. And it gives you really easy control of that tip. So if there were ever an everyday carry fixed blade to check out, if you're looking to really take it premium, I would look at these Supelativ Hellas. Especially look at these inlays. So there's like these scales, but there's a line between them. So these ones are the camo carbon fiber. There's also a satin version with the lava flow. That one, there's a lot fewer of them. They might be gone by the time this video goes out. Check the website to see if they're there now. But this one goes for $184. It's a really great deal in my opinion for the materials, the designers, and the build quality that you're getting. And this leather sheath is just so nice. And then it just has this little lanyard hole sticking out, so if you wanted to run a lanyard on there, it'd be really easy to pull it out of the sheath. And the clip has plenty of retention to hold into your pocket. The other critique I have of pocket fixed blades pretty often is you try to pull out the knife and it brings the sheath with it. But this one, I don't think you're gonna run into that because of that clip. A fairly oversized clip, if you ask me. Anyway, that is the Supelativ Hella. Next up, we have the Bestech Bihai, B-I-H-A-I. I'm not sure how you'd want to say that, but this one is a very small front flipper and thumb hole operated hawkbill style knife. It's strange because it's small enough, and this white G10 one and that satin, it really looks nice. It's a very, I would say, refined everyday carry, but it also looks like a self-defense knife, like a tactical sort of thing. I imagine that thing would be positively useful in a knife encounter. Heaven forbid you end up in one. Although some fella in the comments did tell us that the best advice he heard about knife encounters of such varieties is when you enter one, the knife becomes a community resource. So, you know, sharing is caring. Everybody gets a piece of that. So I would not advise using this in that fashion, but that hawkbill blade and hawkbill blades in general have really sharp points. Some of the sharpest points you're gonna find on knives. And let's face it, the vast majority of what we do with our knives is cutting packaging. And with this, when you have this in your hand, either in a full grip like this, or how I'd probably do it like this, that would just drag through packaging so easy. If you're looking for a simple knife that's a very premium knife, this is an Supelativ Hella design made with really good materials and has a nice design, but it will also just be an excellent utility knife. The Bihai is a great choice, especially for its price of only $63. And it's really fidgety too. That's another thing we do a lot with our knives that we don't admit we do. You fidget with them. It's just a good time. I love the Bihai. You should check it out. And $63 at BladeHQ.com. And then lastly on the table, we have the White River Knives Exodus 3. So this is, I would call it a fish and game style knife, or maybe a tactical steak knife, if you could call it that. Like, it definitely has the feel of one of those, but it's got a bit more of a stout blade, and it's S35VN steel. So it's gonna be great for holding an edge and not rusting on you. So if you're out in search of the mighty trout, then I might bring along this guy, because that'll be really easy to gut and skin your fish. So you're gonna gut and clean your trout. This would be a great knife for that. Or say you're hunting turkey, it's got a long enough edge so that you can actually get into those bigger birds if you're dealing with them. And a nice micarta handle, so it's gonna be grippy for long use. And what I love is this sheath. It's a Kydex sheath that is so slim. And if you're gonna run it in your pocket, I think you'd have similar luck. It would stick out a lot further than the Hella would. Let's see, if we ran these, how it's gonna be in your pocket. Yeah, the Hella's got more sheath for sure, but there's a lot more handle here. That'd be sticking out. But it's a really cool knife. I like it. I think it'd be a great sort of light use outdoor carry knife. Great for prepping the fire or whatever. I might run it as a neck knife, but it comes with this D-loop if you're into that. If you want to run it on your belt or something. I like the White River Exodus series. This is the smaller of the two. The larger one, the Exodus 4, it's probably this long or so. It's a cool knife, cool series. If this isn't quite big enough for you, I'd go for the 4. But these are going for $139.95. And it's so cool. Like, you can get an S35VN fixed blade, USA made, for $139.95. Anyway, that's 5 awesome new knives for the week of April 3rd, 2023. Thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you next time. What are you throwing cards for, bruv?
Because I can.